All right, we are back. Let's see here. Look at the map. Oh, there should be a cartographer Moogle back here. I almost forgot about him. Need to look around for him though. Now, remember, Phon Coast is actually an area where, well, the hunters camp here is actually where quite a few side quests later on pop off. Like one for accessing the deepest parts of the Lucian mines, which you need to do in order for certain hunts. Let's see. We walked out, didn't we? Yep, we walked out. But anyway, we've got to find a cartographer Moogle. And he's part of a side quest later on. And he did fall from Bujerba. Which actually brings up the question. Oh, got to pull back. There. So it brings up the question of just how, high above the Earth. Well, the planet. There it is. There we go. It brings up the question of how high above, the land these sky cities actually are. If someone could fall down from it and not die. Now let's see. I remember telling him before about an Easter egg involving Fran. Let's see. Well, this may not be the area. And that's our destination up there. Let's check around first. This may not be an area with one. But there should, I thought there was a single Viera around here that you can, talk to. Strange. I could have sworn there's, a single Viera around. That'd be interactable. Well, whatever. And you cannot check an area until you've actually accessed it or you have a map. And I'm pretty sure it's not possible to have a map for an area before going into it. Yep. Just gonna ignore that spawn. Keep moving. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is the Viera spot. So I see. I knew it was. Oops, we don't need to save right now. All right, so we talked to them as anybody except Fran. Nope, wrong button. It's interesting the implications here because geez, the start menu. Okay, there's interesting implications there that it might be a story similar to Fran and Mjörn. But this is an Easter egg you can only see if you have Fran as your party leader. It's not enough for her to be in a party. He has to be the party leader in order to interact like that. Alright, so these are the cheetah uplands. And this is going to have a forced area with a hunt in it. Or rather, an area with a forced hunt. Part of the story, so... Actually, I think it's actually pronounced Sita, isn't it? It's so long since I heard it pronounced, and Miguelo talks about it very early on, one of the early cutscenes when he's distracting the guards. But yeah, I think it's actually called the Sita. Sita Uplands. So you can see we got some more big boys here that are not dying in one shot. Keep in mind the curls around here will usually have shell up. I don't remember if they can get protect or not. Yeah, our destination is up towards the upper right of the zone. And you can't actually technically ignore this by going to the zone first, but then you get back. I'm going to show you what it says there. He just ran. Might be in the wrong spot. Ah, this should be the right way then. Yep, getting close. Well, we can get past the spawns to be easier to check. Aha! So you get the option of saving your game. This is honestly a holdover from the original version, PS2 version. Autosaves, kind of notify this. So if you go to the palace early, instead of talking to the person, you will not be able to again. We're going to show you what it looks like. Notice the lack of music. And here it's sealed off. So if you try to go early, that happens. Guess he didn't like us, beating up his homie. All right. So you need to talk to the kid at the teleport crystal. We're just gonna run. That wasn't the right way. So you need to double back to the crystal. And it is a teleport crystal, so if you're finding yourself too overwhelmed, you can just go back into an earlier area and get your license points, or do trial mode, or get XP. It's not an official one, so you don't get a bonus reward. See, it's actually you get a reward from the person sponsoring it, but you don't. It's not going to get listed in the primer. And since it's not an official hunt, it doesn't count towards your rank. I know, kind of stinks. If I remember correctly, the cartographer Muggles in Archadia are the ones that sell the Sea to Uplands map. Knock, knock. Now you'll find this fight inside trial mode. If I remember correctly, it's actually easier here. Trial mode tends to make him a little bit buffed up a bit. Main thing to look out for is the sleep, so worry about that. And they love to run, so range will be great here. Right there, you get back here. There we go. Easy peasy. Now, you don't have to technically go back. You can just go back later when you reach another teleport crystal. Honestly, I was just waiting until then, because, what's the point? There we go. Hitboxes can be real goofy. Well, not really hitboxes, but interactive boxes. Oh, not all traps are bad. As you can see with that, we got a free heal, but it's hard to tell what kind of trap it is, so unless you know what's there, it's best to just leave it. And also a haste god mode. Now that's great because it gives AoE haste. Oh, wrong way. Need to check the other side. Okay, there is no extra chest there. I couldn't remember there was or not. Oh, and here's the last crystal bug. Unlike the Nebraeus one, this one will be very easy to beat. Okay, so it wasn't in the Great Crystal. See? This one goes down real quick. Much easier than the Nebraeus one. That's the hardest one of the three. And now we have a very handy save crystal in here. Unfortunately, it's not a Gate Crystal because the Gate Crystal is up ahead after the next boss. Go ahead and save. Well, not save, just interact. Okay, so we're going to look at the Bistari for them now. Because unless someone tells you, and you go out and explore, you would not find that third one ever. Because he is only in a specific area. As we saw, he is also in a hard to reach area. Oh, and look, we finally got because he killed an Irritant Eater at one point. Rather de-Irritant Eater. It gave us credit towards Emerald Titan, or Emerald Titan. I don't know how to pronounce this. But we now know it was a Nebraeus, Deadlands enemy. Let's see, where was the crystal bug? Wait, when did we kill one of those? Huh. We must have killed him when we got to the highland. Right, the highways, yeah. So, crystal bug is here somewhere. I just don't remember. Oh, there it is. Oh, he's considered part of the still shrine. That makes sense because normally speaking, he'll be the first one you see. The first one you see is at the still shrine. Then you got the other two. Hmm. Oh, and I think, let's see, if I remember correctly, the urn for this is actually near the start. Okay, so remember correctly, you cannot get the urn for this area until you've actually opened it up for the first time. Then it starts spawning. So we're going to go run back real quick. If I remember correctly, the urn was actually outside. But it's hidden from spawn until you get access to the inside. Got to clear these guys out first. Let's see. Where was that spot? I just remember it's in one of these little corners. I think it's at that little one in the middle of the map. Let's see. Got that over here. I remember, it would not spawn until you were at a certain point. Now, I'm sure we actually met that point. But it's worth it to go back and get the potions anyway, if you're low on potions or just don't have the money to buy them. So let me check it real quick. Because now I'm actually kind of confused. We should have seen a spawn by now. There may be some certain conditions that I did not see, do not remember. Also, note the music is playing outside instead of just inside. Oh, it's in the area up ahead. Okay, I see. Now I remember. I could actually be thinking of something else that doesn't spawn until you got in. But anyway, if you're wondering why this music is familiar, because they reused it in the Boja storyline as the music for Delubrum Reginae. Hey, is it Regine or Regine? I think it's Regine. Either way, it's DR and the area you need to farm have more artifacts to upgrade your relic. Okay, so it's actually up ahead. Clear these guys up first. You may want to consider an anti-undead gimmick because there's a significant amount of them here. And there's the urn. Easy found. You see this? You'll see. This is something that requires you to do a mini side quest, and you can't do it until a certain point in the game. You have to come back here much later after certain side quests because it contains the Hellworm boss, which is meant to be a warm-up for, the Yes map battle, because he shares some of the same mechanics. And if you want to go for Hellworm, you have to wait until you've gotten at least Ultima, or more likely gotten Excalibur from her area. The Hellworm is weak against Holy, and a setup, an undead flaying setup will do wonders against him. Now, if you want to go straight on, you can. However, if you want to unlock stuff like a Hellworm and other certain stuff in here, you have to do little puzzle solving. Ooh, Sky Jewel. That's actually required for. Remember correctly, that's required for in-game gear. It may be Tornasoul. I'll look it up after we get done with this fight. Since he's undead, you just hit him with, if you equip Pheasant Neske, Pheasant Neske as well as potions, he goes boom. And we already have it good. He likes to jump around. We should fix our music as well. Let's see. Actually, wait, I think this might be one of the ones we changed. There we go. Gotta change it back a while back. So he'll split, and it's actually annoying. So just if you have Pheasant Neske, which you really should at this point, cheese him. Part of Final Fantasy is the stupid amounts of cheese you can get. And it's also solid damage that he cannot block. Hard to tell which one's the actual right one. Oh, we got... Okay, so at this point you might consider having disabled immunity. As well as immobilized immunity. This can be a bit of a spooky fight otherwise.
It cannot end us.
Yes, some die. Be easier that way. The interesting thing about the Doom mechanic, it only works when you're in combat. Notice it ticked down while we're in combat. But outside of it, it didn't. I was just going to run him over because it's quicker to try to move around. At least I thought it was anyway, see? Yeah, so there's a lot of nasty little traps in here. Okay, that was funny. Alright, now we continue on. You hit a switch in order to get it going. As you can see here, it didn't work. And there's our gate crystal. We go back to the Cedar Uplands. And you notice his father's back. And you notice he's the kid's a tool. Welcome to Archadia! Or more accurately, the crappy part of town. If you come back to hear him later after taking care of Hillworm, I remember correctly, his dialogue does change. Oh, when did we pick one of those up? Must have gotten it from a drop and I just don't remember. But anyway, make sure to sell some of your stuff. Hold on to the face stones. And this is the cockatrice side quest that you need Federal the Flock to do, which is why we all the way back in the Giza Plains segment we went and got it, because it's how you do it. And you have to go all the way back to Giza Plains Nomad Village when it's dry in order to do it. So you can see Archadia is just like any other Imperial thing. It's crap. It's got a huge slum sector. And there's our save crystal, finally. Oh, let's go over there. So if you take the time to talk to the NPCs on the way up, then you hear, you get a different dialogue. However, there's only certain ones that you matter. Also, Furman there is required for a side quest later, if I remember right. If I'm correct, he's the one who gives out the Fafnir one. Yeah. Oh, that's right. We talked to him already. Now, you can actually change the outcome of talking to Jules by finding a different link. Like you saw the Mughals, you can actually get them involved in a fight with somebody else, which would, actually, change the dialogue. And we did not mean to go over there. So it's actually quicker just to talk to Beasley and the other guy, but some of these other ones can be pretty funny. Like the Mughals were a riot against the guy who's cheating them out of their wages. You know Jules is here now. And he just tells you to go to Beasley. Also, make sure to pay attention to get knots of rust and all that. It's actually worth it, trust me. Now you go back to... Let's see, actually, let me double check. Alright, now you go back to Jules. And the speed up function makes it so much easier. Where did Jules go? Oh, there he is. Yeah, he moves his position, so it can be hard if you're not paying attention like that. If you manage to connect the Mughals one, the Mughals will be the ones in the fight instead. And now you're in the main city proper. Make sure to talk to all the NPCs around here. The reason why is because the little minigame you just did of talking to Beasley and after you find the guy who got the coins, it was a little prelude to this, which is the big minigame of Archadia. Basically, you're going to be running around and you're going to be doing that little side quest. And if you max out your chops, you get access to exclusive areas, including the Hunt Club, side quest's final location. In the sense that you had to go to there in order to fully complete it. All right, so here we are. We're going to continue. Now, what you're going to do in these areas is, you don't need. I think in America you only need about 12 chops in order to progress. However, you need to talk to every NPC in here. And then you're going to need to play a match game, so to speak. You can see special names like this. See, Proud Mother. Yep, see? Now, right now, what we're doing is actually getting it, some of these marked up because you can't quite do it yet until you trigger the starting point. But what you're doing this for is to make it easier to find them, and remember the general locations as well. And only the ones you can actually interact with will show on the map. It's seen by the green, icon. So this is actually a pretty interesting concept. While Gil does have value in Archadia, an alternate currency itself has more value, and it's based off whether or not you're contributing to the greater good of the Empire. And here we can get some level 3 magic finally. Okay, we already took care of all that. Good. And make sure you pay attention to how the names, when you leave the area, they will not reset, so it makes it easier to find them. So anyway, you need to continue on and trigger the story. First off, we need to go and stop by the Technic store, because there are, like we saw with the Magic store, there are new stuff about, items available. So, well, I was wrong. Normally, this is where you get, these if you finally have the money for it, I guess. But just wonder, oh, here, that's why we would come in here. Sorry, I was wondering where he was at. So the Sea of Uplands Moogle is in here, as well as Archadia Moogle. Now, only the NPCs outside in the districts count for, what you're looking for the Chops minigame. Notice the teleport crystals over there. Ah, there it is. So this is how you trigger it. And they actually nerfed this a bit in, it was higher in the original game. You end up needing to complete at least 1 or 2 districts. Now, actually, I don't know what happens if you have the guild for it. Probably forces you not to, probably forces you into the chop minigame. I don't think I've ever actually had enough guild for that. And this is how the chop system really works in lore. It means it just allows them to reinforce their positions in society. Fran, her BS detector is going off. You tell. Anyway, so we're going to go back up to Mulberry, because we already have all those uncovered for the most part. It's just a matter of playing match game, like I said. There we go. So okay, so the way the minigame works is you have to find point A, and then which allows you to commit the tail to Miri, and then you have to take it over to point B. Then you can complete it. So just a moment, please. Alright, so let's continue on. See how easy it is? Sometimes, like that one, they're right next to each other. But most of the time, you're going to be going from one end of the district to another. You can only have one at a time. And the funny thing is, you only need about, I remember correctly, it was like something like 16 or 18, pine wood chops to become a sandalwood. Look, that was looking like. He can't remember his spots. We'll find it though. Oh, if I remember correctly, if you leave an area, it doesn't reset it. It doesn't take that one away. Hey, since, we're right here, might as well do it, right? Yeah, but yeah, I remember correctly, they did nerf that step where you only need 3 instead. I think it was, remember correctly, it was 12 in the original. Actually, I'll check. Let's see here. Because I believe it was 12 in the original. I remember it being a little bit lengthier than this, Zodiac Age. Yep, okay, so it was nerfed down from the original. 3 in Zodiac Age, but 9 in the original. And you can get 28 total. And you have to get all of them in order to access the area in Archadia where you need to go in order to finish out the Cockatrice Escape side quest. Alright, so yeah. They did nerf that one heavily, and that's good. I mean, going all around there, it can be a drag if you don't know exactly where to go. Yeah, it's a good change, but it is one they nerfed, and it's one they made the change for the better. We're gonna go over there. Use the Dave Crystal or Teleport Crystal. And once you've got the Teleport Crystal unlocked, you don't need the cab anymore. You can just teleport there. To handle any missing ones. And as you can tell, this is a district where you can turn in some more. Actually, wait. Never mind.
accomplices of the Senate have been quelled, Your Honor. Our forces
I
sustained
can't remember if
light
it's this cutscene or
casualties.
the next
You
one.
have leave to withdraw. One detachment will remain here to guard Draklor.
I think it's the next cutscene when we get back into the cab. All right, so that is the big area that you cannot access until you have the sandalwood shop, and it's story gated. So even if you go and get the sandalwood shop, you will not be able to access it yet. Ah, this should be the cutscene I was thinking of. Yep, there it is. And you'll notice Jules is an asshole. And this is one of the best Balthier cutscenes in the entire game. You'll see why in a moment. Balthier is pissed. He is definitely not happy. Honestly, I can't say I blame him. I mean, Jules is just straight up an asshole. But there's nothing you can do to bypass Jules. Take note of the bulkhead's colors. This area is pretty much another mini game where you gotta operate the right bulkheads in order to move up. You also have to do manipulation of this. And also in order to get the full Draklor Laboratory, I think they actually changed it in the Zodiac Age. But in order to get the full map for Draklor Laboratory, you're going to need to open every single room. Notice there is an NPC over here. Yeah, we can't help him. Now you might think, oh, go to 68, but you have to go to different orders, different levels, and different order in order to progress fully in the area. Notice the map has now gone fuzzy because there's something going on that's distorting it. And this is honestly a good idea, but we're powered up enough that it shouldn't matter. You know, our level range is pretty decent for getting to the start of the final dungeon. You might want to be in the 50 to 60 range comfortably in the game, the main campaign, and you want to be in the level 70 to 80 range to tackle the side quest content. Like, yes, Med is generally recommended to be at least level 85. Just for sake of time. But most of the in-game marks and well, there isn't really post-game content in 12, but most of the in-game and super boss stuff is just generally be at least level 70, just for your sanity's sake. You want to let me in there too? So when you come near some of the elevators, sometimes that'll happen. I believe it's scripted to only happen a certain amount of times. I don't think it was random, it's just scripted. And since your mini-map is going to be useless here, you have to use the big map or the left stick map. If you want to update your map, completely have to go through this, alternating the bright bulkheads in the move. And you can see on the map which ones are going to be open, which rooms are open. So we need to get the red bulkheads back open. These are super rats. But we got them. And if you're having trouble getting through here due to levels, what was that? Yeah, that was weird to see. If you're having trouble, this is a decent leveled up spot. Most of the for the most part, the enemies are actually pretty easy. They give out decent XP. But let's make sure we actually need to swap, because we may not need to swap here. Ah, see? Now, see, if you pop the blue ones before coming back down here, you gain access to these areas. Remember, they have bugs at this point, so you might want to consider, setting up a dispel, gambit. That protected one can really shut you down, even with strong weapons. We need to get the blue one open. Again, constantly check the mini maps to keep your location. Yeah, I wonder what they're keeping in here, huh? If you ever get confused, kind of like now, just go back to room with a switch and, flip. Alright, so we need to get this lift working. Notice we haven't been to the bottom, the south of the 68th floor yet. Notice there is no bulkhead color on that. And we passed right by it. Yep, there. So we should be able to use manipulate the bulkhead here and then go back down to the south. Nope, it's red. This one's red now. So we messed up our path. Notice these are turned off. Now we should finally be able to access the lift. Check the room first, though. So extra motes are always good. Some of these are pretty decent items. So these are big boys. And notice we finally have a 70F, sorry, need water. We have a 70th floor, lift finally. And we finally see the mysterious intruder who's wrecking people in here before us. And notice, there's a save point nearby. And you have to go into the room. You get a technique Gil Toss, which can be pretty useful. However, I wouldn't recommend it, late game with the Cat's Ear combo. That will just tear you up on Gil. Cat's Ear converts a magic point usage into, Gil. It's very useful if you have a lot of money or know how to do money farm and all that. Not so much when you're, when you don't. And here we go. Okay, so I got a comment about this. So this is, as far as I know, this was the first time a Cid was an antagonist in a Final Fantasy, and not to mention a boss you can encounter. This would be repeated in Final Fantasy XIII with Cid Reigns being a boss, although not necessarily an antagonist. And I don't know about the ones in 15 and 16, but I know the one in 14 was not a boss, nor was he an antagonist. So this is interesting because this was the first Final Fantasy to have this. You had this idea of Cid being an antagonist. Now, he is going to be constantly buffed by his rooks, so you want to get rid of him as soon as possible. We can't just take the easy way out by using quickenings, but I want to try to steal from him. Remember, he's got something real nice. Okay, he's got not a rust. So he's got greater barrier, which means we got to get rid of his mobs first. And we're gonna pop quickenings to get rid of his ads.
Got a surprise for you. You're mine.
Here she comes!
So as a reminder, quickenings work with mischarges. When you pop mischarge, you'll always be given access to a quickening right away for that character. Something you may have noticed with the Zeromus fight.
Let me show you how it's
And it's
done.
all luck on what kind you get. So you gotta hope you get a decently, one of the ones you're trying to get for a finisher. Here we kind of want to get, at least 3 level 3s. I think this puts us at 3 level 3s, so we need to get some more level 2s and some 1s. Bad luck this time. If I remember correctly, the correct quickening strat was to start off with level 1s or 2s, then go into 3s via mischarge. So you notice he's immune. We gotta get rid of these things. And since we didn't get a finisher, it was only single target. You only get, it becomes AoE when you have finishers.
Always hiding behind your toys. Pity if anything were to happen to them.
And this is about your advising the player on what how to deal with this. You have to get rid of the rooks, or alternatively kill him fast enough. But it's pretty hard without severe overleveling and possibly trial mode abuse. And make sure to grab the stuff here because you cannot come back to this area until you do. Alright, sorry. Actions, hold on. I'm trying to grab this. You need to grab this while you're here because you cannot come back, I mean. Man, we gotta check these gambits because they're popping off too much. So you get a Hey Scout emote, emote which is very useful, and a Holy emote, which could be very useful later.
To inform you that your time here is over. The curtain falls.
Notice he just gets out of BFG. And notice you can put silence on him. It's hard though. Okay, we gotta fix that gambit. It's that's why I didn't realize it was on 70. So put it on 50%, and that should be pretty decent for usage. Because we're definitely losing out on damage because of this. And pretty much just auto attack. We would skip this, but there is a very good reason why not to.
Vana, you shouldn't have. This creature. So this is your Vana.
A Shelia Benargan Dalmaska. Just how far will you go for power?
So basically, we get told at this point to go to Giruvegan, and this is the big reveal that Sid was not crazy, that he was talking to somebody who was just invisible the entire time. And before we continue, I have to talk about this. You know, this would be the actual first appearance of the Venat character in 12. Oh, sorry, yeah, in the series, but she first appears in 12. I am not convinced they didn't reuse core concepts of this character for the one we see in the Endwalker, who later became Heidelin. Just because if you look at the one in 12, there are certain elements of that character there that very obviously show themselves in the 14 iteration.
The Imperial Senate, powerless to resist.
So anyway, the story will now move us to Balfonheim. Balfonheim is a great spot for one, a bunch of hunts that have been unlocked. If you have your hunt rank high enough, as well as talk to Blanc about any other elite marks from him. And notice they talk about the Feywoods, which is our destination because Giruvegan is behind the Feywood. And if you remember that one spot all the way back when we went through the Golmore jungle, when we went to the Feywood early, that area with the safe crystal is where we cannot go until you've progressed the story enough. But Balfonheim allows you access to certain things. First off, you're going to see some gear upgrades. Then you're going to see hunts unlock, because there's a major story point. And there's also going to be new gear available. And notice the gear here is almost as powerful as the Carcata. So if you get Carcata via trial mode abuse, and you should, because why not? Any knights you give one to will have a weapon that lasts them until the start of the late game. We are now actually in the late game part. Because after you complete the Giruvegan trials, it's pretty much just a straight shot to the end of the game. Because then you're going to go to the Pharaoh's Lighthouse, and that starts the final dungeon after you clear that one. Anyway, notice Ulons will have a decent option for a change, because Element of Ice, which a Mercury is actually pretty strong at this point, because you're past most of the ice absorption enemies. And Fran, can I equip this yet, even though she is our archer? Because, yeah, this is the point where you're going to be looking at getting level 6, 7, and 8 weapons. Because look at this, see? This is a level 8 license, so you're going to be looking at getting level 8, at the minimum by now. Wait. Oh, I didn't realize that's so strong. Yeah, we should just... Okay, if you have a Shikari and you somehow get a ninja sword, just give it to them, because those things are ape shit on them at this point. I did not realize it's that strong. I thought it was lower for some reason. But hey, it's a two-handed weapon, so you don't get access to shields, but it will do a lot of damage. If I remember correctly, every ninja sword has stats effect, and some will have an element as well. Now we have 3 big potential DPS sources, but we're keeping Balthurian anyway, because, yeah, guns are really dumb in this game. They ignore defense, so they're very useful against enemies that have high defense, resistance to other things like the plans. You remember back in the Scythe waterway, bam. Those plans were ignoring everybody except for Altir. All right, so let's see. We're gonna check his guns real quick. See. Make sure to have at least level 6, level 6 to 8, preferably 8, because you are at the point where you need to start looking at that, as well as your armor type. Let's see here. Interesting thing about Shades of Black is apparently you can use it while silenced, so it's something to consider. For Bushi, if you're making Bushi your secondary, you do not need to worry too much about these swords, because your primary is probably going to be your main damage source. So here we're more concerned about getting swords and maybe great swords. But with Shikari and Bushi combo, you're actually looking at the opposite. You're going to want to get those katanas load up, and as well as ninja swords. The ninja swords are hard to get because most of them are either side quest or very rare drops. Sometimes the bazaar. We're just going to pick this up because extra hit points is always a good thing. Of course, that's just my take on it. There are people who know more about that specific thing, but generally speaking, your primary jobs is the one you're going to be looking for your weapons on. Like this right here, Yagyu Dark Blade, you cannot find that anywhere except. Actually, I think it might be a rare steal off a trial mode mob, but the more likely location is an area deep within Lucian Mines. Let me check that one to be sure. So the Yagyu Dark Blade. Oh, okay. So here's something to know. Originally, in the original version, all ninja swords were Dark Elemental, so that made them great Yasmat killers regardless of which one you picked. However, in Zodiac Age, you need to pick Yagyu because that's the only one that retained it. And in Zodiac, it has Doom on hit, so yeah. Now, what's interesting about the Zodiac Age ninja swords is that they're all behind quickening, so your Shikari needs to take this into account in order to use any ninja sword. But apparently, it's actually not possible to unlock them all. There are probably ways around that, though. And that being said, if you can access a Mystic Armor, aka taking Bushi, you'll be able to ignore the Mesa Blade and just use Yagyu period against dark weak enemies. And if you're playing the original PlayStation 2 version, it's effective there too. Because in that one you can unlock all licenses instead of having a specialized board. Honestly, I think the specialized boards are better. You customize more to your taste rather than having everybody be able to do everything at once. Which can be useful for cover all builds, but it's more flavorful and rewards better thinking, strategic thinking. So there's actually no point in getting this right now because why would you need it, right? Now you do end up giving up the Ego Blade by using this setup, but it's really not necessary. It's very, very important to get access to Yagyu and at least 1 or 2 ninja swords because see, we get 4 here, 1 here, and 2 with the other one. So that is 7 versus the loss of 1. It's okay. Anyway, that being said, let's get back to this. Okay, get out of here first. And once again, the drawbacks of going at 4x speed. If you go over to the bar, that's where you can get your next to hunt marks. And we're going the wrong way. So right now we're kind of cash strapped, which means we need to consider going farming or trying to find items in trial mode to sell. And notice we got Karaja magic as well as Blizzaga and some more AoEs. Definitely pick up Karaja because that is going to be your big heal button for your party at this point. And here is the big teleport crystal. And he's got pretty weak gear for this part of the game. Like, this is all stuff that was obsoleted about, I want to say, before we went to Archadia. Probably closer to back when, let's see. Yeah, probably obsolete before Phon Coast. I want to say before most foreign. Anyway, he sells teleport stones now. So if you're running low or something, go to him. So let's sell some. Oh, hit the wrong button. Yeah, keep hitting the wrong buttons here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get her something better. First off, we need to get her licenses up. Notice there is no level 8 bow license because at that point you're looking at the in-game side quest bows. It's also not quite side quests, as some of these will come from Bazaar. So this is actually really good, let's see, I think we got that. How did we get that? Quickening on Black Mage. So, this is what I'm talking about all the way back, and I think in the second VOD about, talking about strategy. This is how you really get some cheeky stuff, because look at this. Now, we have extra 430 hit points on a squishy job. And that can be a major deal, especially if they're low level and you're trying to bring them up. Because this way, look at this. Thanks to the quickening on Black Mage, you now have nearly plus 1,000 hit points on a job that is squishy because it uses light armor as its heaviest one. This is a great example because if you didn't do that, you wouldn't have been able to access this spot on the board. And if you somehow got this from a different job, like say the Knights who get that as a native license, you would be able to do that on Archer. So again, the quickenings you take as well as the licenses you take can open up different opportunities on other boards. I don't think we need anything else right now from here. And consider taking your if you have a mage job, consider taking its magic to level 9 or level 10 or whichever level is highest that you can get at this point in the game. Because some will not go up, past. I think red mage goes up to 8. Let's see, red mage. There. Red mage gets a black magic. Time magic. See, it only goes up to a certain amount. Yeah, notice we got white magic on there. Like it is a limited job for that. Just like red mage in 14 is more combination of magic and melee, it seems, going by the mason all. I never actually used red battle mage, so I'm not sure how much of a function it has towards later iterations of the red mage job. But yeah, some of these will only go up to a certain amount. Actually, let me check this again. The arcane magic. Let's see. I can't even see where the arcane one is. Was it buried inside here? Okay, yeah, see. Okay, by the way, this is actually something different. Ardor in the original Miracity was actually a black magic spell, and it was a flame. So yeah, it goes up to 6 black magic, black magic, 6 white magic, and 3. So, yeah. You should definitely try to get towards near the cap, or what the highest you can at this point, because some of these mage spells will be like that, where you start giving them the shots, or you can start finding them on hunts or in side quest areas. Anyway, this is your big level up spot, because the Cerobi Step has a lot of here, and you cannot get here until after. Well, actually. Okay, so there is a way to get to Cerobi Step before the story allows you, and Square actually put in special dialogue if you do it. I didn't think about it when we were coming through, but you need to be on a chocobo, and there's a certain spot where you can go to move over to Cerobi Step. That was how it worked in the original. I do not know if it still works in Zodiac Age. It wasn't a exploit or anything. You just need to be on a chocobo, and there are special chocobo tracks that allows you to climb over an obstacle. And the Banga, who watches you do it, comments about not thinking about using a chocobo, if I remember right. Now, the reason why you want to try to avoid coming here early is because while these guys are in your level range, some of these other guys are actually really strong. Plus, you have bell wyverns and flying enemies, so. In the original, this was where you had to go to Balfonheim in order to get access to, the telekinesis technique, because it was sold here. And notice we have level 40 enemies. Shield wards are tough, characters. And then you can self-heal. But yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Also, notice elementals are out, so you want to get the hell out of here because elementals are still no joke. Notice, he is, that thing is just packing. Yeah, so this is actually a very rough area if you're underleveled, and we kind of are. So I would not suggest coming here until you're in your mid-40s, just because, wow, it's going to hurt. It's going to suck. Especially if you have no reliable way to deal with flying enemies or debuffs. That elemental just destroyed us. So let's fix the party. And at this point, we're going to do some leveling up somewhere. Just, probably try to figure out, get some money. Because at this point, you really want to start considering gearing up as best as you can. So we see when we get all that done. All right, hello, we are back. Done a little bit of off-screen grinding and a couple of hunts. Whoops, wrong button. We also, went and grabbed this because, I made this one off screen at some point in order to grab the stuff from it. So, I do recommend, at this point, if you have the Encalados hunt available, it'll do what it says in order to draw him out and then get him. Because when you complete it, you get the golden amulet. So that means you have a second golden amulet, and then I think you can find a third. Let me double check. It should be possible to get a third from either the bazaar or open up somewhere for purchase. So, hold on. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so you got your buy it in Lowtown back in the original PlayStation 2 version. See, from South Sprawl after you meet the Grand Kiltias, Root Village after getting the Tier, Mount Burma Omisace, and from the High Waste. However, let's see, in Zodiac it's different. It can be found as a treasure in the Ilgir Yensa Sansi Platform 1. The Feywood, White Magic Embrace there. I think that's the one we picked up earlier. And the Subterra, which is unlocked after you clear the events of the Ridorana, Lighthouse. That's late game. Another one can be found in trial mode, stage 77, but you have to have the diamond armament equipped, and you also have to get to stage 77 to begin with. You can still make it, however, from the Guilt Phylactery set. Same requirements of 4, which is 1 tattered garment. Oh, yeah, just sell 1 tattered garment you get from the Scythe Mantis as a monograph drop or a rare poach. Scythe Mantis spawns around, let's see, Thirtenian Caverns. Okay. So it's actually really easy to get one after a while. Anyway. So teleport to the crystal, you're going to go south. We've been here before, if you may remember. At this point in the game, you should be able to bulldoze anything between here and there. And you should be able to handle the area. Alright, so unlike our first foray, we're actually better off here now. Ah, we haven't gotten the one from here, so White Magic's Embrace is after the crystal. Now there's the boss area. Okay, we're going the right way. Remember, in this area you cannot use your mini-map, so just keep moving. And now, since we're supposed to be here, this will clear up. At least it's supposed to be. Oh, see, there it is. We need a cutscene. So it's going to do that, then you get the cutscene. Ooh, nice drop. And thanks to Archadia, we are doing pretty well. Let's go ahead and put Ash in to finish this up quickly. Even at her low level, she's still doing pretty decent damage to the boss. This is why I strongly suggest having at least 2 Archadia users. You can always remap later. And check the area, because there are items to grab. Ooh. A save. Well, not save, but a heal. I was just checking our map. Alright, so this is the area where we can get a second, another golden amulet. Ooh. Oh, we got the rare spawn! So this guy only shows up when the clock is at a certain time. I think we ran out of... Yeah, ran out of high potions. Yeah, we'll keep her in. Alright, so another rare mark. Huh. Wait, he's... Oh, it's Ash doing a speed for a second there. Ah, Dispel God. Nice. kind of, oh, I wonder why it's taking so long. I thought it was another rare mark. Anyway, make sure to clear the area out. Alright, so once we clear this out, it'll be a lot easier to do this. First off, clear the area so you're not as bothered by the enemies you would be if they're not killed off. We had a. Why is he not popping? Check our canvas. Must have run out. There we go. Anyway, so you want to go back up to the upper left. I believe you can start this at any point here, but it's easier to just go from the upper left. Actually, now that I think about it, I think these guys already spawn quickly. Right, how to zone out. Anyway, what you're going to do here is look for, an illusion. Okay, we're not in the right spot. Okay, yep, definitely go to upper left. Sorry, why am I gonna say upper left? I mean upper right. Sorry. Okay, so you see this here, this is what path you need to follow. So you follow to the next one. And you have to do it again for the next one. Alright, so we may have to go all the way down to the lower right. You have to check the lower left while we're here. Oh, that was a big one. And Reflect God. It can be useful in certain scenarios. Oh, maybe we may have to actually activate it via. Let's see. We need to find the glyph then, wasn't it? Let's see this one over here. Activate the glyph, then you can start doing it. Nope, that's weird because I remember this one should not be subject to that. There we go. There it is. So follow the path once again. And killing everything along the way makes it easier. Okay. Now this is where you need to have someone with Belias. It used to be a really cool summon sequence, but they removed it in Zodiac Age. So this is the only time in the game you're forced to summon an Esper for anything. You can largely ignore them if your party's strong enough. And the gates opened. And I think he actually bowed to the summoner. Story-wise, it makes sense to make it Belias, considering, you know, Wraithfall and all. Now we're coming up against a boss, so you're going to want to, you know, prepare accordingly. You know, you can save here if you need to. I didn't know. I forgot this was one of these. I just don't like that track, so. Put your heavy hitters in. Notice he can be affected by confuse. So you might want to consider equipping ice resist gear for that, because yeah, that can happen. That'd take you deeper into Giruvegan, but you want to come back out and heal because if you're banged up, because the entry areas can be rough until you get down to a crystal. Go ahead and make us save so we don't lose our hard save progress. Because that could be a rough fight if you're underleveled. Alright, so Giruvegan. Now this is a fairly lengthy segment. Let's get on in here first. I could have sworn there used to be possible to interact with the statue, but maybe after you destroyed it, but, you know, whatever. It's long, I don't really remember. And here we are inside the city. So, it's pretty lengthy, and it has a bit of backtracking if you're looking to get all the treasures and everything. But at this point in the game, you may want to consider ditching item-based gambits, except for emergency stuff like Phoenix Downs. And just stick with a white mage healer. At this point, Karaja will straight up outperform Pheasant Netsuke boosted item. Now notice we have a dead end, so what we need to do is go back up and mess with switches. There are a lot of switches in this first area. If I remember correctly, they reset whenever you leave the map as well. See, this just takes us back up. This is also a good primer because this is how you progress inside the Great Crystal, which is the upcoming area. Fortunately, these are much less of a hassle than that one. Oh god, that's a horrible one. I say it's a horrible one because if you want to get to the optional areas of Ultima and Omega, yeah, it is a hassle. Now here's our first switch, guarded by 2 golems. Also, if I remember correctly, this music was to be used in the Evil East raids. If I remember correctly, it was used for Ridorana Lighthouse. It may have actually been... No, it had to be Ridorana because the Liberum Reginae used Sochen Cave Palace. We're not quite able to go down there. So pay attention to the map. That's really easy to map this one out. I believe there is an urn, but it's kind of irrelevant here. And you may want to consider guarding against that, because that is going to be recurring stats here, so... Yeah, what stat is... Yeah, ally any... Just put a Chrono tier up. Nope, wrong one. So it looked like a dead end, but nope, it has this. I also want to consider dispel gambits because you're going to be seeing a lot of enemies from the buffs and all that. Oh, got an elemental here, so this is where the holy elemental spawns. And you can see it's weak against dark, so don't come here till you have strong dark damage, because yeah, the elementals will mess you up if you're not able to straight brute force them. Oh crap. And the elementals can just crazily aggro people for no reason. Better just run. Okay, we should have gotten the elemental de-aggroed. Be careful around them, because even if you're not trying to do that, they will go aggro. Let's give him neither. Ah, that's what's going on. We've got to put that back on, didn't we? Yep. Holy. Oh no, it's another one. Did he just wander right back down there or something? Man, that's messed up. Oh, that thing is just it's chasing us like a Terminator. Okay, so you can see he's got issues with sap. This is one of the biggest reasons why you want to be careful about sap. Take you down one hit point, make you die on sight. Remedy fixes it once you've got enough licenses to power it up a bit. So you're going to want to have a bunch of remedies at all times. Yeah, so these guys are just going to run us down. We got to be careful. It's honestly like the actual biggest problem with this area is that you can just get chased down by that guy. And it sucks! The elemental here is no joke. Okay, and we need to flip this, and there he is again. Flip it again, then run back down. So it's very easy to get lost here, as you can see. Especially if you're busy running away from an angry elemental. There's a switch we've got to flip somewhere. It's probably this one. I assume it is. Notice everything keeps respawning, so this is one of those areas where you can just run back and forth and things will respawn without you need to zone out. Oh man, we just got away. It's a running time. So yeah, you can get in a real bad situation quickly here. Now we're gonna just heal up. Oh, and it was a little bit overkill because, you know, just a safe point up ahead. But, you know, it's worth it just to make sure things are in order first. Go ahead and make a hard save. Now, an upcoming area you cannot use, you know, it was either techniques or items. I believe it was techniques. You know, it's the upcoming boss. Oh. But there was, yeah. Ah. It's unusual. We should be able to go down and make sure to collect all the items because there are some useful items, you know, useful abilities here, as well as items. Now, let's see. Make sure to explore around. Yep, there it is. There will be a spot where here we can actually travel around. Okay, I don't see anything else. Up, techniques it is. So you can't steal, but again, you wouldn't be able to anyway, right? You know, from record, he does have technically a no steal, nothing to steal from field, flag on his his entry, but hey, you can actually steal rent from him. I need to adjust that gambit. Oh, that's why. There. Spending way too much time healing. So he can do that. He can hit really hard at this point. Make sure I have a good healer. Items would do very well here for healing as well. This is not blocked off. And here we are inside the Great Crystal. Now, this area can be quite a handful. Notice you have no working map in here. You don't have a mini map, you don't have a great map. The only clue you have to where your location is, it will be the descriptions in the upper center. Now, I don't remember what the name of it is, but another clue to where you need to go is your waystone marker. Now, if you want to ascend into the crystal, you have to wait until you clear the story objectives here. Then you have to come back and come all the way down here. Then you can start down the path. Now, going to the top of the crystal means you get access to Excalibur and Ultima fights, as well as access to Omega fight. But I believe you have to fulfill some other conditions first before you can access that. Now, what you want to do is descend into the crystal. Now, see, this is ascension. Some areas you will need to go back up in order to continue down, but generally speaking, you want to go deeper. Cool. So edge towards it. Oh, totally forgot about that. We're not using her anyway, so. That unfortunate. You know, we gotta get rid of that staff. Not staff, but the Sword of Kings, or get her something better that force equips that. Because that's unfortunately an issue with the usable universal weapons, so Mithril Blade and the two-story greatsword can override actual optimized gear. So anyway, in order to descend further, we have to use waystones and keep going down. The closer you get to waystone 1, the better, because that is when you realize you're in the actual area. And if you're not sure which way, look towards the background. Background will have nothing like this. It'll look like this. But if it has something, you can see little steps in the back like this, then it will go up. So, taking this path. And notice everything gets brighter. So this is what I was talking about here. You will need to, pop more stones, and you will need to go up some areas in order to go down. At this point, I suggest, when you get to the Great Crystal, I strongly recommend you find a mapped out, guide of it online or something, because having a visual reference is so useful, especially if you want to do the side content in this area. That's 6. So we're going to check it down here real quick. There should be an item or so. Yep, item. Notice this is actually Waystone 5. So this is Pisces Gate. Note the gates in here will be called by zodiac signs rather than whatever that Latin stuff was outside. Aya gear, nice. Keep descending. If you can't descend, then backtrack to, you know, somewhere else. That's Ares Gate, so just back up and go down where we were blocked before from the Pisces Gate. And notice this is an Ascension one. But notice this is actually waypoint, you know, Waystone 4. And you dip down here real quick and see more. This is Waystone 3. And here, yet another way dissension. Notice everything's getting much brighter. We are almost at the terminus point. And notice this gate Ares builds to the other side, so this is actually a shortcut. And when you get this deep, you get a cutscene, so you know you're on the right track. And save Crystal because you are at the next fight. And we are at Waystone 1, so we are now about to take on our next boss. And here we have Shemhazai, who reappears as a boss in Zadnor. Now, something interesting about her, you know, her mechanics in this game is that if you her ultimate attack's based off not of rust usage. And you'll notice we've been getting a fair bit of them from. Nice, got the higher Kana. But you'll notice we've been getting a fair bit of them off of treasure chests as well as other areas. Sweet, another Hesca mode. Oh, that's right, we didn't have a remedy one, do we? Go ahead and fix that. This way we can auto-cure it without having to worry about finding a crystal. Anyway, disease hurts. And sometimes it's combined with poison or sap, and oof. That combo sucks to deal with. Okay, so let's take a look at the Bistari real quick. Where is Jesper? There it is. You know, notice we're at three of these are story. So we still have two more to story. One is in, well, the next two are actually in the second to last dungeon. So. Ah, that's what I was looking for. Igorium. I forgot how they pronounce it. Anyway, this is a, you know, that is reused for one of the Ascians who takes a main role in the Heavensward, you know, arc. And she dies in that one too. So yeah. Where is Tyrant? There is Tyrant. So in some ways you could say this guy's like the successor to the Sanctuary Keeper. Notice what it says here. It means we're going straight to the Undying, which are also known as the Curia.
Restore Dalmascus.
So something to note is in that cutscene, if we did not skip it, we would have learned the Curia really do not like Venat. They consider her a heretic. Now, what's interesting is later in the story, it's basically revealed that she's working against them because she thinks they're the ones in the wrong for trying to keep humanity chained. But in that depiction is you can see shades of the Curia and the Venat relationship being reused in 14 with the relationship between the Ascians when they were still called the Ancients and that game's version of Venat. So it's actually a really interesting parallel there. And notice it says it's changing. So now we go back to Gated Earth all the way. So if you want to come back down here, you have to go through the Great Crystal. Normally you shouldn't want to unless you get lost or just want to clear out. I don't know. I don't think there's really any good reason for you to want to come all the way back down here. Because actually, this is the end of the story for this area. Now, the reason to come back to the Great Crystal is once you've done that, you can ascend in it in order to fight Ultima and Omega. Ultima can actually be reached right away after this area, but Omega takes some effort. Check our LP real quick. Let's bring his, armor up. We are going to start seeing, some of these in-game weapons and armor soon. We're at the point where they should be able to start spawning in these shops or be able to be found in hunts or via, bazaar, grabs. I never got that, really? Huh. At this point, we're just going to focus on our main party. And by now, Archadia has largely fallen off, so you should start looking for stronger weapons. Alright, so if you have the Knight Bushi combo, make sure to get them all the way up to Mystic Armor 11. Mystic, that plus the Excalibur license is what I said you need to do in order to get extreme level grind power in the Naboo's Deadlands. And Excalibur is found inside Ultima's area. And I believe it's, if I remember correctly, it's possible to steal it off somebody else. If I remember correctly, it was yes, Matt. Let me check. I remember talking about it before, so. Okay, Zodiac versions, you can get either. Oh, actually, there's two ways to get it from. Okay, two from Trauma. One is Humbaba Mistin in stage 64, and the other is Hellworm in stage 87. It's a rare steal from either one, though. But you can get a guaranteed one in the Great Crystal from Ultima's area. Anyway. At this point, return to Balfonheim. And since we had the money, we're going to go and pick up that cartography. It's a map. And this should actually be the last map you can buy, because any others are found at this point. And you can see the step is quite the expansive little thing. Anyway, now we're going to go report to Redis. Crazy how, for a guy, a pirate, he's got really nice digs. Thanks to the Skystone we got, and now go to Yacht. Yacht is certain areas like the Western Sand and more. At this point, let's see. First off, let's get to the aerodrome. Alright, here we go, aerodrome. Off we go. Now here you have a lot, and I do mean a lot, of ability to run around and do side quests and hunts. And, go back in and get stuff you couldn't get because you missed it or you just didn't know about it. Notice you cannot go to the Salika Wood or the Deadlands. Now, generally speaking, if a location is gray, it means it's not accessible by the airship. And, this in the Necrohall's case is because it's behind, those are things. In the Deadlands case, it's because there's the Deadlands. Salika Wood is not airship friendly. Passage cannot be reached normally. Same with the waterway or the tomb. Well, the tomb could be, but yeah, we remember what happened there. You can see the caverns are pretty much locked off as well. Now it's interesting you can't go to Jahara. So basically, it's telling you which areas have anchor spots. And if you actually walk over there from that you're going to see it. You're going to see the anchor spot even if you didn't actually travel there. But for the most part, you're limited to, aside from areas like this, you are limited to areas that can be reached by airship normally. Why? I don't know. It's just how it's set up. Because you think you could reach Mount Burmisace or the Still Shrine without needing to do that. It's weird. Again, I know. Anyway, we could go over to the Archadia Cataract. Now, this I don't know. I think maybe some hunts to bring it up and look at, which ones right now would be very much worth bringing up in order to suggest doing them before heading to the cataract. But for the most part, we're going to at least unlock the area. Notice this is stealth mode. And we're going to make sure we have a hard save. Now, something to note is that you have Redis in your party, so if you want to do side quests, now is a great time because you have a fourth party member, and he is also your last party member that will join. Well, I should rephrase that. He is the last opportunity to have a guest party member. So if you're having trouble in trial mode or you want to take on something like the Hellworm, this is the time to do it. Because a fourth party member may make all the difference. That's extra DPS, extra healing, and Redis brings a lot of stuff. Normally he's in a party for a short time, so look at what he brings. Got access to serum, gold needle, echo herbs, and he can buff himself with domains. Bear in mind, if he's got that, you need to be careful because, again, in Zodiac Age, their items come off of you. So if you don't have a lot of those and he decides to start popping them, yeah, you're in trouble. But do note, yeah, look at this. These are all below his attack ones, so it's unlikely it happens. But you may want to consider, pulling that up anyway if you got an excess amount, because hey, he gets crazy damage. And notice his attack power. He's got higher attack power than most likely your other people, except for maybe your knights. But he's pretty strong out the box, and he starts out around an average of your levels. Well, actually, I think he scales off Vaughn, because look at it, he's all 45, and yeah, Vaughn 43. So it's something to consider. Anyway, we're going to see you next time for the Lighthouse and then the finale.